Hello once again. Welcome to the Jessica Brahma channel. I'm Evangelist Jess Brahma. Thanks so much for stopping by. And I want to start by saying that I'm very much disappointed with Rotimi Amaechi. I am so disappointed with Amaechi. Amaechi made some comments that I find not just insulting to Nigerians, but it's too far from the truth. It's too far from the truth. He said that Nigerians don't want good governance, so that's why they sit back and watch evil, bad governments go from year to year, and Nigerians keep enduring it. And we don't want we want good governance. Don't say we don't want good governance. Nigerians want good governance. Nigerians vote for good governance year in, year out. Yes, we do. But what happens is that the few criminals in power, the few criminals in institutions of power, use the institutions of power to go against the wishes of the Nigerian people. Period. We saw it, with the latest election, we saw it. Nigerians came out en masse and voted for the candidate they felt would be able to rebuild the nation. Yes, they did that, and they did it proudly, they did it boldly, they did it systematically, and they did the right thing. But what happened? Just one man who holds the position of INEC chairman was able to truncate the wishes of the Nigerian people. And what does Amaechi expect us to do? Over the years, Nigerians have been through horrendous military governments that just kill and maim. And then we have the civilian government that seems to be worse than the military government. When we had military governments, there was no case where a military president would import terrorists and bandits and give them authority and give them power and authority to be able to slaughter their way through the land and kill the indigenous population. It has never happened before, but a civilian president did it, and it's still being done up to this moment. Amaechi's government was part of all this. Amaechi was in government when all this was happening. So he's like, well, Nigerians allow that government to get away with it and are allowing these ones to get away with it. What do you want us to do? Whoever controls the gun controls the will of the people. It truncates the will of the people, so to say, because they have the barrel. Power flows from the barrel of the gun. We are not armed civilians in Nigeria. We're not allowed to be armed. The only people that are armed are the people in position of authority, the people who kill and maim and get away with it because they know that every other person is not armed. Why should Amaechi say that Nigerians tolerate bad governance? That's why it's happening. What did Amaechi do when his own stooge, Wike that Amaechi made governor after him, when Wike ran him out of Lagos, Rivers State, and made him irrelevant in Rivers politics, what did Amaechi do? What did he do? He just did what Nigerians do. You save yourself from the horror of the person who is being so mean and wicked, the person who has the authority, who is in power at the moment. That's what happens. You just excuse yourself and say, fine, go on with your madness. I live to survive, to fight another day. So why didn't Amaechi fight Wike tooth and nail to make sure that Wike doesn't have his way in Rivers State? Wike was his chief of staff. Wike was just his boy, kind of. But Wike was able to deal with him in Rivers State because Wike was now on that seat as governor. Amaechi put him there as governor. So he was able to use the position of governor to deal with Amaechi. And that's what happens in Nigeria. The people who hijack elections, who rig elections, who kill and shed innocent blood just to be in power, get there and they begin to deal with every other person. They begin to threaten and kill and imprison. They begin to make you irrelevant in the system. That's what happens. So what does Amaechi expect Nigerians to do? I don't want anybody to say again that Nigerians don't want good governance or that Nigerians accept bad rulers. We don't. We are civil and we do it the civil way. We vote them out. But it's just that the few people we've entrusted with power, who are in a position to enforce the will of the Nigerian people, go ahead to truncate it. And they don't mind doing that by shedding innocent blood. Look at how much blood we have shed, and we're still shedding every day. Look at what the bandits are doing for the government in power, terrorizing people, sacking communities, burning people in their homes in the middle of the night, setting them ablaze with their homes. The government is happy with that. Otherwise, the government would have stopped what is going on. Amaechi was part of that government that instituted such destruction. What did he expect us to do? What does Amaechi expect Nigerians to do other than what we did? We voted that government out. We voted them out, but they refused to go. They controlled the barrel of the gun, and they're using it to silence us and say, no, we must stay. The criminality must continue. The killings must continue. Why should Amaechi go around talking as if he's holier than thou, as if he hasn't been part of the wickedness going on? Why didn't Amaechi resign when it dawned on him that the president he was serving was importing terrorists to come and slaughter indigenous Nigerians just to take over the land? What did Amaechi say? Oh, Nigerians don't want good governance. Amaechi, I beg your pardon. We want good governance. We voted for good governance. Yes, we did. So don't just go about trying to distance yourself from the wickedness that you have been part of and say, well, all the evil is going on, all the rigging is going on because Nigerians don't want good governance. We want good governance. We want. It's obvious to everybody. We voted for good governance. We chose Obi. All of you know, and make sure you know that Mahmoud and the rest of them rigged this election. You know it. So why are you going about talking from both sides of the mouth? Saying Nigerians don't want good governance. There's nothing I can say now. Even if I say it doesn't matter, don't say anything. Go back to River State and make sure that that city doesn't burn. You put Wike in power. You gave power to Wike. Look at what Wike has done to us. That's why I look back and say, Obasanjo could have given us Ribadu as president. Instead, he gave us a sick man and gave us a vice president to the sick president who had no clue. It was a government of cluelessness and monumental corruption. Now we have a government of astute wickedness and monumental corruption. Obasanjo sowed the bad seed that has brought us here. Just as Amaechi, you brought Wike into power in River State. You sowed the evil seed that has left River State burning. They set the House of Assembly ablaze yesterday. Wike wants to remove the stooge he put there because the stooge is no longer dancing to his tune. Wike forgot that he did the same to Amaechi. Amaechi put him there. He refused to dance to Amaechi's tune. And he ran Amaechi out of town. Now he wants to also eat his cake and have it and let his own stooge remain under him. And the stooge is saying, sorry, I can't be a slave forever. I can't. I've been a slave during your regime. Now that I'm governor, I have to exercise the power of a governor. That's all the governor is trying to do. But Wike wants to get him out by force using the police. The man said they shot at me. The police shot directly at me. But the bullet did not get to him. That's what happens. So, Amaechi, please, enough of talking down on Nigerians and telling us that we don't like good governance. We like good governance. We like good governance, but we are helpless because the corruption in the military, is not helping matters. The corruption in the police force, criminals in the police force, they're not helping matters. The terrorists you've released to the villages from you brought them in from outside Nigeria to kill and slaughter their way. It's not helping matters. What do you want us to do? To point the gun at ourselves and shoot ourselves? Haven't we shed innocent blood during the election when we resisted the rigging? Didn't we shed enough blood? Look at Abia State. The only difference is that the resident INEC commissioner refused to collect the bribe money they gave her in billions. And she said, no, the will of the people must stand. Otherwise, Abia State would have been in the same mess as other states that their elections were rigged. But she insisted, and that's why Abians have who they voted for. And you see the difference. You see the wonders that, what's his name? Alex Soti is doing in Abia State. Abia State has become the talk of the town now. How good governance should be because the people of Abia State voted, and this time the will of the people was not truncated. The will of the people was not stolen this time around because one woman stood like a Joseph in her generation and said, no, I will not do this against God, collecting billions as bribe and truncating the will of Abia people. She said, I'll never do it. And she didn't do it. Mahmoud could have said the same thing, that these billions you're giving me, I don't want it. I want to do the right thing. I can't truncate the will of Nigerians. But he didn't do it. So why is Amaechi blaming Nigerians? Why is everybody blaming? People who should say the right thing, they're too afraid to say the right thing. They're blaming Nigerians. Soyinka was blaming obedience for the bloodletting that APC carried out. He's blaming obedience. Obedience that were just on social media campaigning for good governance. Those are the people Soyinka is blaming. Can you, I mean, how do you even begin to argue that? How do you argue with such a man? And today, Amaechi is blaming Nigerians for the wickedness he and his ilks have perpetrated over Nigerians. The stolen elections, the bloodletting, shedding of innocent blood, the terrorism that they are all sponsoring. He's helpless because he's no longer a minister. He didn't win the presidential nomination. So today he wants to talk like a victim. Oh, you know, things are going bad. Nigerians is because we want good, we don't want good governance. You want Nigerians to go out to the streets again so that the soldiers will shoot them down, dead? Bring your own children, Amaechi. Bring your own children so that we can insist that we want good governance. Then you will know that Nigerians, we really want good governance. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'll just leave it there. Let me know your comments. Let me know what you think. And give me the thumbs up if you're getting any value at all from my channel. Thank you so much. I'm Jessica John Brima. God bless you.